I'd like to talk a little bit of policy, if I may, here this morning in regard to what I will call, I think the proper terminology is census outreach. Quoting a couple of lines from the Act 77 of 2019, quote, "The Department of State may utilize up to $4 million of funds not expended, encumbered, or committed from appropriations from the general fund." Those are hard to find, dollars that are not expended. Has to be spent by fiscal year ending July 1, 2020. So my first question would be, could you describe how the responsibility for that $4 million devoted to the census count migrated from the Department of State to the Department of DCED, please?
I can't, no, I can't. What I can tell you is the funding is located in DCED right now, and we're doing everything we can to allocate those funds the right way. We can talk about, how the funds are going to be spent, if that's part of the question.
I'll get there.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting answer. At this point, have you any dollars left of that $4 million? Has it all been spent, or a portion of it?
Yes, we have money left over. We have money right now, but I think that still needs to be allocated. Is that?
That's a great segue into my next question. Okay. Then let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Which was how you are going to ensure that the complete census count actually takes place in every county in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Okay, thank you. I'd like Neil Weaver to answer that.
Thank you, Representative. We take very seriously the amount of money that we had and to use it as responsibly as possible. $4 million we've stretched for media buys, all avenues of media, and we've been very creative working with all agencies, state agencies, to have them involved. We've also done a number of materials and things, hospital waiting rooms, a full press for every county. And so we believe it's really important. Obviously, we're going to lose $2,100 for every person that's not counted. We identified the hard-to-reach populations, and we've set up the website, and we've been crisscrossing the state with the Complete Count Commission to make sure that we're in all 67 counties.
I'd like to emphasize something you just said for really everyone in the room and anyone listening to our proceedings today. In the last census count 10 years ago, less than 80% of the citizens of Pennsylvania responded to the count. And I believe it, if I may quote you, each citizen who didn't respond cost the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania $2,100 of federal aid every year for 10 years. Now, if that should take place again, we're talking roughly 2.5 million Pennsylvanians. You can do the math. It's a significant number of dollars from Washington, D.C. So, shameless plug. I encourage you to continue your efforts, and please make sure that we do far better than 80% across the both urban and rural Pennsylvania. Turn my question then. Thank you very much for those responses, and since I have just a little time left, I want to circle back to some commentary that was made about a $5 million ask, if you will, to be used to bolster economies of municipalities where centers, prisons, and those sorts of things are closed. I made a couple of fairly impassioned speeches about the wisdom of retaining Polk Center and Whitehaven. I won't try to repeat all of those, but I do want to say that $5 million is great. We appreciate the thought, but we had a study by an economic development organization with a 25-year successful history, and the actual impact to Polk Center, or excuse me, Polk Borough, and the 3 counties surrounding is $134 million every year. So $5 million, one and done, isn't going to do it. I just want to get that on the record.